Hey everybody. So I think this is gonna work. I think I have wireless through my phone, and we're gonna go ahead and make a bowl. I'm gonna wait till 1 o'clock though, see what time it is. So we got 7 minutes, so go ahead and grab some snacks. We're gonna be making this beautiful little flaming box elder, probably a platter, because it's only about 2 inches thick, so it's not going to be a really thick bowl, but it'll be a really cool little platter. Maybe what I'll do is I'll auction it off, so whoever wants it, once it's finished, you guys can tell me how much you want to pay for it, then you can own it. Back in a couple of minutes, I just want to go get something, and then it should be about 1 o'clock. And we'll go ahead and start. Now I'm going to walk you guys through a process of how to make a bowl from start to finish. So I'll just keep some music on for you. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, sorry. Alright, so while we're waiting, I want to show you guys some things. I'm going to show you guys some bowls that I'm going to be turning in the next couple of weeks. So this is a piece of curly spalted sugar maple, and this is going to be a really cool bowl. It's got a big crack down the middle, and it's got some cracks on the top, so it's going to be a big voided area in the bowl, which is going to be really nice. And these bowls is what I'm really excited about. This is Spalted Beech, so I'll see if I can hold it up so you guys can see it a little bit better. So it's got 2 different color wood, and it's got a lot of black through the wood. So that's going to be some bowls I'm going to make this week. Here's another piece of it. And this one is a monster one that I'm going to make out of it. You can see, if I can hold it this way, see all the coloring and everything in the wood. These are going to be some really cool bowls. Alright, let's see what time it is. Well, I think it's close enough. We're going to go ahead and get started. So, we're going to make, or I'm going to make, no you're not going to, you're just going to watch. I'm going to make a flaming box elder platter. So this is about 2 inches thick. And it's about 10 inches wide. So what I do is when I first make the bowl, I take a hunk of wood and then I cut it into this circle. So the wood I'm working with is this piece of flaming box elder. So this was a piece that was probably, let's see, maybe about, kind of hard to show you, maybe about that wide. And it originally started out maybe 3 times as thick as this, but I've made 4 bowls out of it so far. And there is red throughout this whole entire piece of wood. And I actually got this wood for free. Mount Joy Borough was cutting down some trees, and they happened to know I turn wood, and asked me if I wanted some of this box elder. And I, of course, said yes. So I have about 1,000 pounds of it in my garage right now. So I could probably make about 40 or 50 bowls from it. So what I do is I cut a hunk of it off, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I turn this from start to finish. What I first decide is what side I want to have as the top and which I want to have as the bottom. So this is a side that I want to have as the top, and then this will be what I want to use in the bottom. So I have a little X here marking the center, And I'm just going to go ahead and screw this onto a faceplate and connect it to my lathe, and we're going to start turning it. So once this is on here, this helps the wood from flying off the lathe. So I can go ahead and connect it. Can you guys see that? I'm going to go ahead and adjust this a little bit so you guys might be able to see it better. So this wood spins toward me at about, I don't know, 200 some miles an hour. And I use these tools. I have a whole bunch of different tools I use called gouges, and they're all ground at different angles. And they cut into the wood as they're spinning to me, and I custom grind these the way I want them to be ground. And this is the one I'm going to be using for this bowl. And I always wear my personal protective equipment. There's a lot of wood turners out there that don't wear face masks, and I don't understand why, because I've been hit in the face many times with wood. So hopefully you guys will like this enough to keep watching. What I like about Flaming Box Elder is this red color. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's right in the wood, and Box Elder normally doesn't have this color, but when it's attacked by a certain beetle, the beetle will sit inside the wood, and then there's a fungus on the beetle. And in Box Elder, it puts these red streaks in the wood, and in regular maple, it'll put a dark brown streak in the wood. And I've seen it in cherry wood where it's a little bit of a dark orange streak. So when you find Box Elder with this red in it, it's kind of hard to find, and I haven't found a lot of it in Mount Joy, but we just happened to stumble on this really big tree that had it. And yeah, so we got it. So there's a question there. What is smoking in the rafters? I burn incense when I turn bowls. So the incense I'm burning today is apple incense. So I burn incense, and today I have a little bit of Dos Equis. But the incense helps me, sometimes the wood has a bad smell to it. So if I'm turning elm, it's a really musty, mildewy kind of smell. So the incense helps get rid of some of that smell. So I start and stop my lathe pretty frequently. I like to turn it a little bit and then look at it to see how the edges are coming along. So it's really smooth on the edge already, except for this one little area here, which is what's called tear out, and I just have to sand that down a little bit, but otherwise it's pretty smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on sanding. I'm going to finish this part up so I can flip it around. So sanding is usually the boring part, so I'm just going to be here kind of sanding the bowl. If you guys want to check out and then come back in maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I should have a lot of the sanding done, but I'm just going to be here and kind of doing some boring stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that, and then we'll be flipping the bowl around and we'll be working on the inside. So it doesn't normally take that long to make a bowl of this size. Most bowls will take me anywhere between an hour to, I've worked on some bowls for 5 or 6 hours when I have a lot of holes in it to prevent it from falling apart. But this will be a quick one because it's a really thin bowl, so it shouldn't take very long to do it all. The longest part will actually be the sanding. So I'm going to show you guys what the outside of the bowl looks like. I'm going to zoom in on it. So I'm going to disconnect here and move over here. Alright, so I'm going to show you what the inside or the outside of this bowl looks like. Hopefully I can get my camera doing that. Oops. I'm going to flip it around and make it easier. If I can figure that out. Oh, maybe not. Alright, so we'll just look at it this way. So this is what I'm looking at on the bowl. Let's see if I can get a good angle so you can see the colors. So this is the outside of the bowl. You can see the red all through this bowl. There's the little bit of tear out that I have to sand out. But otherwise, there is a lot of coloring. These holes right there are where the beetle goes in, and then the beetle comes out and it carries that fungus with it. So almost every time you see red in Fleming box elder, you're going to see those holes. So you'll see there's a couple of holes around the outside. Here's some more holes coming up. And that's where the beetle goes in. And on this side, you can actually see on the... Oops. Let's see it on this side here. There's some beetle holes there. You could see where the beetle came in, and you'll see there's red right with it. Right there is a big one, right there. So you can see the beetles came in and then left the red streak. So it's really cool. Alright, I'm going to put you guys back over here. I'm going to start some sanding. Connect the power so I don't lose power here. Sorry if I'm giving you guys headaches with the stuff moving around. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to turn some music on so you guys can have something to listen to, and I'm going to sand. Hopefully my music does not offend you. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's not the greatest conditions here in the garage. Let me go ahead and get you guys connected again. Alright, let's see if that keeps the camera from falling over. Alright. Alright, I'm going to keep sanding a little bit. You guys can listen to some Night Ranger. I don't know, I have some David Bowie playing, Lou Reed, some other stuff. I don't want to bore you guys with too much of the sanding. I just want to go through a couple more grits. When I sand, I go through 6 different grits of sandpaper. I start out at 120 grit, and then I work my way all the way up to 500 grit. I think for today I'm just going to go to 150 or 180, and then we'll go ahead and flip it around and do the inside of the bowl. If you're wondering, I do go through a lot of sandpaper. I have cases of sandpaper I buy. So when I buy sandpaper in a box like this, and I go through it once every 5 months. So if anyone wants to ever get me a Christmas present, a box of sandpaper is a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to sand just the outside with a couple of grits. Let me adjust this just a little bit. So I just used up to 180 grits. I'm going to show you what the outside looks like on this bowl. I don't know if you guys, I have a lot of light in this here, so I'm going to see if we can get this with better light. Alright, see if I can get this with a little bit better light for you guys to see this. So this is the outside of the bowl so far. A lot of red on that side. And a lot of red there. So this would be generally what the bottom will look like. We're going to use this to hold it on the other side as we turn it. And then this is the top, which we're going to go ahead and start flipping around to do the inside. So to hold the bottom on, we hold the bottom on a little bit different. I have this thing called a chuck, and this holds the back of the wood that I put that little foot on the back, so then this chuck will hold it so I can go ahead and turn the inside. Alright, so now we're ready to go ahead and turn the inside. I'm going to try and go ahead and angle this camera a little bit so you guys can get a better view of what the inside is going to look like. So let me figure out an easy way of doing that. Let's just go ahead and do this. Alright, we'll see if that holds there pretty good. See if I get something to block the light in there. Or is this what's causing the problem? There you go. I'll turn that light off. so you guys get a better view of that. So this is always the harder part of turning the ball, because turning the outside is easy. Turning the inside, you want to make sure you don't go through the ball as you're turning it. So you'll see me start and stop the lathe pretty often, and I just use my fingers to kind of feel how thick everything is. If I go too far, then I'll end up having a hole in the ball and it's not going to be used for anything. And this is a ball I actually don't want to have a hole in. Those of you who follow me, I do a lot of bowls with holes, but this is one I don't want to have a hole in. Alright, so my first go through, I have it about halfway done, and you can kind of see, the other thing I like about this is it's not just red on the inside, there's a lot of dark brown as well. So you have the normal color of boxwood here, which is the white, and then you have the beetle parts, which are red, and then just really dark in between the red and the white. So it's actually going to be a pretty cool bowl. Now I'm going to switch to a different tool and go ahead and work on finishing the inside. All right, so I think I have it done. Yeah, so this is about 1/4 of an inch the whole way around. And I think even on the bottom, it's about 1/4 of an inch as well. That's about as thin as I want to make it. If I make it too thin, this wood is a little bit wet yet, so it's going to warp a little bit. It's going to turn a little bit oval, so it's not going to be perfectly round. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding the inside, and then we're going to turn around, finish the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on it to help it slow down drying, and then I'm going to take it inside and put it on my radiator to finish drying. So instead of boring everybody with sanding, I'm going to go ahead and take this off and flip it around and show you how I finish the bottom of a ball. And I'm going to go ahead and sand this later on. So I'll give you guys a little close-up of it. See if I can get this. So that's what it looks like on the inside. So you have your regular white of the box elder, which would be up here. And then you have your red. Right here is a big red streak. And then you have your brown streaks in it as well. And that's box elder. Can you make me a Mickey Mouse bowl? Yeah, I can make you a Mickey Mouse bowl. I just have to get the wood ready, and I'll go ahead and I'll put that on my calendar for you. So to do the outside of the bowl, the bottom of it, I use another tool on my lathe. This is the one that scares me the most. Only when I'm doing really big bowls. And you'll see once I turn it on what it sounds like. Oh, sorry about that. The garage is not the greatest place to do this. I have to actually set it up a little bit better. All right, so let me get my tool. So all these tools are designed to not let the ball fly off and hit me in the face. When you have a big bowl like this just sounds scary when I turn it on. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Sounds like an airplane engine. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the outside of the bowl, the bottom of it, and then I'll see if I can get you guys a better picture of what it's going to look like. Let's see. All right, so this is actually the finished bowl. Let me see if I can get you this way a little bit. Okay, so here is the inside. My light in the garage is really bad. So here's the inside of the bowl without any oil, and then this is the outside of the bowl without any oil, and then this would be the bottom of the bowl without it being sanded. So I'll sand this down, put a little bit of oil on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time to sand this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and put some oil on it, and then I'm going to put pictures of it on Facebook. And then I'm going to sell it. So whoever would like to buy it, I'm going to let you bid on it. I'm not going to tell you what I would normally sell it for. I'll let you guys decide how much you're going to buy it for. So you guys are the first ones that have the chance to bid on this once I go ahead and put it on Facebook tonight. And I'll even pay for your shipping. So if you want to buy it, I will pay to ship it to you. So that is my little gift for the coronavirus quarantine that we're going to end up being in by the end of the week. So there you go. This final size. Now we started off with a 10-inch by 2-inch piece of wood. We ended up with a 9.5-inch by 1.5 inch. So I pretty much just lost a 1/2 inch diameter and a 1/2 inch thickness. And that was just to put that little thing on the bottom so I could actually hold it on. So there is the finished Flaming Box Elder Bowl. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. The next one I would like to do would be maybe this beauty right here. This Spalted Beech. That would be the next video I think I might like to do live after I figure out a better setup for what I'm doing. But look at the wood in this, or look at the grain in that, colors in that piece of wood. So this would be a really cool bowl to show you guys how I do it live. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the thing falling off a couple of times, but this is my first time I did this. So alright, I'll see you guys later, and look for that picture of the flaming box elder going on Facebook later on today after I sand it and put some oil on it. Thanks. See ya.